Hey everybody, it's Williams0737, back again with another commentary on the irate gamer. This is going to be his Ghosts and Goblins review. Well, let's begin.
When you think of one of the most hardest games for the NES,
What? When you think of one of the most hardest games for the NES, don't you mean one of the hardest games? A little advice, proofread your script, or at least do some rehearsal.
Boars can't even spell principal correctly. I think asking him to proofread a script is giving him a bit too much credit.
I guarantee that Ghosts and Goblins is probably on your top 5 list. If not, then it's time to make some room, because we're busting this game wide open.
Wait, King Kong is your avatar? Unless my eyes were deceiving me, I could have sworn it was different.
Oh boy, he is so stupid. I guess there are dumber people out there on YouTube. None come to mind, though.
Yes, it was so necessary to cut away from the video to compare boars to stupid idiots on YouTube, but without any comparisons.
Of guy and girl fall in love, guy and girl go out for a picnic. Girl then gets kidnapped by the devil and takes her back down to hell with him. Whew. This is some heavy shit.
That sounds like a pretty simple story to me.
He wasn't referring to the complexity of the story, he was merely stating that having a girl being kidnapped by the devil and taken to hell is quite a big and serious situation for the game. I see that you share the same problems with people like Ratchet Clank 53 and Saviour Rose Dragon PS3, who just take things out of context.
Well, as long as he's on his way down to hell, can he at least take the movie Wicker Man, starring Nicolas Cage, along down with him? That movie was the biggest piece of shit I ever saw.
Irate Gamer, just out of curiosity, what does that have to do with the game?
It doesn't. Chris Boars was just making a joke. It was a shitty joke, granted, but its main intent was just for humour. And to be fair to Boars, Wicker Man did look a right shitty movie.
Now, once the game begins, you take control of the main character, which is named Arthur. Your main goal is to go around and slash your way through 6 stages of Ghosts and Goblins in order to save your girlfriend. But here's the downside, and this one's a doozy. Get hit twice, and you become maggot food. Shit!
Oh yay, another classic game that he can make fun of, that he can bash. This ought to be interesting.
Well, just because a game is considered a classic doesn't mean it's always flawless. I mean, take Metal Gear on the NES. That game is considered a classic by many, but when AVGN reviewed it, he pointed out the many critical design mistakes that ruined the overall fun of the game. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Now, avoiding to get hit twice shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it is. The levels are huge, they're hard, and they're filled to the brim with a fuckload of enemies.
Oh boy, the game doesn't get that hard until a little later on. The first level isn't that hard.
True, but I could still never define the first level as easy.
I mean, look at this shit. You aren't even given enough room to breathe.
Tell me something, Irate Gamer, does the word challenge mean anything to you?
Oh, so Chris hates challenge, does he? Jeez, I never knew that. No, I only heard it from the other 60 million people who already did commentaries on him in the past.
Now, the first time you get hit, your armor will fall apart, leaving you to defend yourself in your tighty whities.
Ha ha ha, that is so not funny. Those aren't white, you know. That underwear that Arthur's wearing, or whatever the heck it is, looks more like a brownish color to me. You know what tighty whities are?
Okay, here's something I just want to point out now, is the constant pauses he makes when he's recording. It's like he has to take a breath before starting a new sentence. I mean, it doesn't take that much effort to just edit it down, then the commentary would flow much better.
Your only chance now is to hope that these demons will take one look at you and double over from laughter.
Why would they do that?
Come on, a guy throwing javelins at zombies whilst only wearing a pair of brown underpants? That is kinda humorous.
Actually, I think the enemies are more ridiculous than you are. Shouldn't you be laughing at them? Yes, the Irate Gamer commentary said that already. Hope he doesn't attack me.
Sorry, but was that supposed to be funny? Because, if I can be honest for a moment, I didn't exactly laugh.
But I assure you this game is no laughing matter.
He looks so funny when he's trying to look angry. Oh no, the irate gamer is constipated.
Trust me, you ain't seen Constipated until you've seen his Silver Surfer review. Did you happen to see that? Oh wait, you wouldn't have seen it. You're still stuck in 2007.
In fact, it's quite the opposite.
The irate gamer just blew his brains out. He should have done that from the start.
But my main beef is this fucking suit of armor. Armor made out of metal should be durable enough for any battle. And for one hit by a demon to totally destroy it is complete utter bullshit.
Oh boy. Facepalm applied directly to forehead.
Congratulations! You learned how a facepalm works. Now, the rest of this commentary goes accordingly. Could I please get your clarification on how a head disc works? Because I think I'd be needing that.
Now each time you start a new life, the screen will side-scroll past every level that lies ahead, as if to mock you.
Face it, Arthur. You'll never get this far. Excuse me.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who didn't know, there's unfunny devil guys in this episode. Matter of fact, this is the first time I remember seeing him. Oh boy. As unfunny as always.
Along your journey,
Hold a second. Isn't that the arcade version?
you're going to encounter a lot of enemies, each one more powerful than the next. So, count on cheating if you intend on seeing anything past level 1.
No comment there.
I had no comments. That's why I needed to cut away from the video.
Help you against the 2 hits and you're dead bullshit.
Oh my god. Irate Gamer, this is the biggest pet peeve I have with your reviews. You don't give any valid points. You don't explain why the game sucks. If you're gonna say a game sucks, give some valid points, okay?
Something he neglected to mention is the game does give you help. In some levels, if you lose your armor, you can find more armor to give you a hit back. Wait, I thought you were supposed to be the one defending this classic game.
That means no magic mushrooms, no red hearts, not even a fucking power pellet.
Oh, B-O-O-H-O-O.
Well done, you can S-P-E-L-L. And guess what? You're a D-U-M-B-A-S-S. I know, I got that joke from Realm Wars. Please don't sue!
But what they will give you is a lame-ass fireball weapon. This piece of shit is awkward to use, and it'll hit your target 1/4 of the time.
I said it before and I'll say it again. This is not reviewing. This is nitpicking.
Okay, how is Irate Gamer nitpicking exactly? He's making a complaint about a weapon which is supposedly a power-up that keeps missing whatever you need to hit. As much as I hate to admit it, he's actually making a legitimate complaint about the game. But of course you hate the Irate Gamer, so you're just too blind to see the few good points he has.
This guy is unfucking believable.
Christopher Walken, at times like these I've missed you.
If you see it, just avoid it. And another thing I don't understand is that sometimes enemies will drop little bear statues that give you points. Points? Is that really necessary? For God's sake, I've got to worry about zombies, bats, demons, warlocks that'll turn you into a frog, demon knights, plants, dragons, ogres, ghosts, goblins, rancors, skeletons, and they want me to worry about some fucking point system too?
You know, you're not going to get too far in the game.
Okay, what's with these constant avatar changes? Can't decide which avatar you like the best? Why not use them all in one video?
How the hell's that gonna matter once you save the princess? It won't, so fuck the point system. I'm really wondering what kind of age group this game was intended for, because if I can't get this far, how is a young kid gonna do any better?
Not everyone sucks at games. You realize that, don't you?
Also, keep in mind that not everyone can beat Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, this game does have an infamous legacy for its difficulty.
Well, that's why I invited my little cousin Joey over to see what he thinks of this game.
Oh no, here it comes. Another one of his worst jokes ever made. You have been warned. This is awful.
How you doing, Joey?
I like games. I like games. Ghosts and goblins. Ghosts and goblins. Okay. don't like this game. This game sucks.
Well, thanks, Joey.
Wow, Cousin Joey couldn't get past the first screen on Ghosts and Goblins. He has got to be officially the worst gamer I've ever seen in my life. You see what I mean, folks? One of his horrible jokes. I guess you can add that to one of the top 10 or top 100 worst jokes ever made.
That's not saying much coming from you. I mean, his jokes may be bad, but as far as entertainment value goes, you ain't exactly Tim Vine yourself.
Now, once you pass level 1, you find that each stage is harder than the next.
That's what I just said a little while ago.
If you can believe that. And one annoying thing is these annoying floating eyeball platforms. Each one moves at a different speed, which makes moving from one to the next very difficult.
Okay, Irate Gamer, one small question. Why do you keep showing footage from the arcade version of this game? I thought you were reviewing the NES version.
Oh, come on, it should be blatantly obvious by now. No, well, here's a little hint. He has maxed out lives, and he doesn't lose his armor when he gets hit.
And if you don't jump in time, you'll be knocked off your platform completely. Damn it! So, if you're lucky enough to survive the onslaught of enemies, you'll find yourself at the end of Stage 5 to fight off 2 giant bats. Now, once you defeat them, it's on to the last battle, right? Well, you better have been lucky enough to find this special shield, or you ain't going nowhere. In fact, you're going right back to the beginning of level 4.
Oh, B-O-O-H-O-O.
Did somebody hit the R-E-W-I-N-D button on the V-I-D-E-O?
Yes, you heard me correctly. Back to the beginning of Stage fucking 4. Now, once you find the shield and make it back, then it's on to the final battle. And this is it. The war between good and evil ensues.
It's a trap!
A battle of wills, a battle of wits, and a battle of... This room is an illusion. A trap devised by Satan? And now they sent me back to level 1 to beat this game a second time?
Oh boy, some more nitpicking.
Again, how is he nitpicking? He actually has a valid complaint. Making you beat the game twice is just a cheap way to double the length of the game. I mean, you throw around the nitpicking excuse so much that you start to lose the distinction between nitpicking and actual legit arguments.
You know, I think this is a good time to end this video.
You know what? I think I'll follow suit. What's up with that title screen? I think I know best how to sum it up.
You can't be serious. It looks like a kindergarten student did this in Microsoft Paint. And listen to the stock music.
So about time to go through Super Mario Bros.
Wait, what? We're playing Super Mario Bros? AKA one of the most revolutionary games ever made? Okay.
Was a good idea. Just push the running button down and run through the level.
Okay, one thing I've immediately got to bring up is the mic quality is terrible. Even though he's not talking very loud, he's still talking too close to the mic, so we get all this feedback. Put more of a distance between yourself and the mic, about a thumb's length, when recording to make it sound better.
It's always better to do small jumps on this case that makes you go faster.
Oh great, a death within the first 20 seconds of the video. This is a great sign.
Not!
Those are the hardest part, you need to push the... You need to have better reflexes than I did. No. Last time there were 3 compass.
Okay, what's this guy even saying? There's some parts I can make out, but for the most part, I just can't understand.
Compass, but no, there were... Whoa. I believe it because there was some earlier monster and... Nest destroyed one of the compass automatically. A good knowledge. Being fast. Besides being fast kills enemies. Second level is the classic Dungeon level. But is it Dungeon or is it just a pipe?
I believe it's an underground level.
Of course, Papus. First talk this.
And there he goes again. Another death. You know, this game does have power-ups, but he just seems to be rushing the game to try and speedrun it. Therefore, he's missing all the power-ups. If you keep dying, you should take it slowly, because it's obvious you're not good at speedrunning.
As Duncan, because of all the rocks. But now I think it's just a pipe. This tämmöstä jampputa. Aita rätty jampputa.
Okay, at first I thought he was going to learn from his defeat and stay up on the platform until the enemies had passed under him, until he stupidly dropped next to the Goomba and died from it. And that's where the video ends. Man, that was awful. Who gets game over on the second level of the original Super Mario Bros? Only really shitty gamers, that is. If that's how bad he does on those levels, then I'd hate to see how he does on the later levels. But we're not done yet. Oh no, the fun is only just beginning. Let's see another of his videos, shall we?
Yet another Mega Man. Mega Man 5.
Mega Man 5 now? This is one of my favourite games for the NES. I can only begin to imagine how badly he's going to play this game.
Gravitman, Crystalman, Napalman, Guruman.
He pronounced all of the Robot Masters okay, apart from calling Gyroman Guruman.
Starman, Faithman, Sharkaman, and Stoneman. Starman sounds exciting. Dun. Starman. Do you what for to be interesting, man? Batman.
Is he now talking about Batman? I understood him when he said that something about the game was interesting, but then it sounded like he was talking about Batman. I never knew he was in Mega Man 5.
So of course they can do even that much foolish. Okay. There's some bombardment going on here. As you can see, it seems like there are a lot of asteroids, but
Shame, he was doing well there until he jumped into that oncoming meteor.
there are just 3 at the time. Okay. Oh. Super jumping. In this newer Mega Man, there are always try to make all kinds of tricks into levels.
Oh, come on! How did you not see that coming?
Like low gravity jumping.
Oh, great. Now he's doing an invalid nickname. If you can't beat the enemies, just run through them and hope not to die. I think rushing through the game without care is a theme we're running into with these videos.
They already used all the tricks in Mega Man 1 and 2, so they had to invent something, and they weren't bothered to make a new.
You're not fooling anyone. You purposefully jumped into those spikes.
Henkinen for stuff. Spikes on the roof. Fantastic. Come on, 5. Those are probably letters you have to find. Yes, no new engine, it will be too much work for these people. There was new engine on Mega Man X on SNES. It would have been super hilarious if they would have used the same NES engine on SNES. Yes, that would be fun. So now as I think they did make it Mega Man 9 for Wii, and that uses same engine as NES.
Okay, that I understood. He was talking about how Mega Man 9 was using the same engine as this game. Great, we have another invalid nickname. It was supposed to have the same engine as the classic games.
You could jokingly say that we cannot run SNES Mega Man engine, it's so weak. And that's just a joke. It's not that weak, but...
What was this about the Wii's engine being weak? Because that was just a flat out lie.
This time yes, you can see I am more current. I used to use Luatte Super Suuten, yes. Mega Booster. As video game trivia, Mega Booster was first appeared in Mega Man 4. Until then it was not called Mega Booster but Plasma Gun or something.
Yes and no. Yes, the Mega Buster did appear first in Mega Man 4, and no, because in that game it was called the Mega Buster as well.
Mega Boosters. Mega Booster. And sliding. I think sliding was pretty good invention on Mega Man 3. Not that I ever learned to use it. I've only finished Mega Man 1 and 2 without any cheating. I hate this kind of spike things.
It's official. This guy hates challenge.
Can't jump too high, can't jump too low. Especially with this kind of crazy no gravity jumping. I guess this is the reason why Mega Man 5 isn't considered superior Mega Man to Mega Man 1.
Okay, for that part, it's really all about getting a feel for the controls. I admit I had trouble with this at first, but once I got a feel for the low gravity controls, I could do it every time. But if you thought that that was fail, wait until you see him at Stone Man's stage.
I believe there is something special there, otherwise they will not have left that kind of...
Is this guy even trying? Walking off the edge of a cliff? This is a bigger fail than when IGN jumped the boost panel in Sonic Unleashed. So, we've seen him play Mario, we've seen him play Mega Man, so now let's see him play Zelda: A Link to the Past. It's one of the greatest SNES games ever. Let's see how he does on that game.
Christmas special 204.
You've got to be kidding me. We've only just started the video and already there's a problem. The video is on its side. Now, maybe it was the way he set up his camera so he could get a wider shot, but you'd think he'd watch through the video at least once before uploading it and flip it the right way up in Movie Maker. Have you ever seen anyone so lazy they don't even check to see if the video's the right way up?
This guy is unfucking believable.
SNES game this time. So let's do the game right now. What SNES games do I remember and what I haven't done? Donald Mega Man, other Final Fantasy, Super Metroid, Star Wars game.
And I shit you not, this part goes on for like a whole minute. For 1 minute, he's just deciding what game to play. This could have easily been cut down providing he wasn't so lazy to edit the video. It's like, just get to the video game already. Let's skip.
You live and die.
Good God, that was terrible. How could he even justify this? 80% of the video was just him deciding what game to play, and only about 8 seconds of footage was him playing the game and failing. This guy is one of the worst gamers I've ever seen on the internet. My Christmas countdown for Zelda: Link to the Past was better than this trite. Okay, just one more video now.
Konami's Contra.
So he's playing Contra now. Okay, you know what? I have no faith for him in this video. Also, as this is the 4th video I'm showing you, I've yet to see one moment where he's angry, because isn't he called the Angry Video Game Nerd? So far I haven't seen 1 ounce of anger in any of his videos. so he shouldn't be called the angry video game nerd. He's not angry.
Stake 1 is young. Contrast the definite 2D shooter of Nintendo.
Okay, it is possible to shoot diagonally down. All you have to do is hold the D-pad right and hold down. Do that and you could make it so much easier for yourself.
It was pathetic for me. Okay, at least I got my revenge. But I wasn't even able to... I have played Contra before and easily finished the first take, but it's...
He oh so obviously died on purpose then.
Why did I go back to write that bullet? This is going... Just... This is pathetic. I've never done this badly in Contra.
That enemy was giving you trouble, you could have just walked past it.
I'm not going to give up now, okay? Just shoot, what shot there? Okay, almost just jumped into bullet gun. Now that's better gun. It's machine gun, you don't need to keep...
Again, it wasn't necessary to kill that enemy. If you'd have just ignored it, you might still have the machine gun.
Why did I go... Because I was screwing up the controls. Siis... Okay, as soon as I get used to it, I can do better. Can we avoid... Yes, 3 bullets, that was avoid. That my surprise. When I was smaller, I used to do better. See, again I almost jumped right into bullets. Keep it down, keep your head down and shoot the enemies. And don't, for the God's sake, follow the bullets. Don't... It was close one. It's not crouch. It's not... Do... Crossfire.
At one point, I will admit he was kinda acrobatic, but did it get him results?
This is Did you know that in Japanese version of Contra, the trees in background shake a road? That was removed from American version. I don't know why, because it doesn't even have any special chips. I don't also understand what that is supposed to do. It doesn't give me extra. I mean that bonus that I used to do smoothie. No matter. Okay, that is probably the hardest turret. What? I did some beautiful avoiding work there, but then as you can see, the background trees are now closer. Yes. There's the fire. It's rolling bullets, as I call them. Wait.
Ducking would be the more common sense thing to do, plus it would make this part much easier.
No trouble. It's very lucky that the bullets go very slow. If the bullets went in real life speed, I would not be able to avoid them. This is hardest tour because it shoots 3 times. So you might remember the normal. These people cannot outrun bullets. At least these bullets are faster than aliens in Alien Trilogy. Here is easy to drop down, but now we are talking. Incredible amount. Yes, it shoots everywhere.
Wait a minute, So you do know how to shoot diagonally down. Okay, so those enemies at the beginning obviously weren't a problem, you just weren't shooting diagonally down.
You get everything so... What was that?
I think the seemingly impossible has just happened. This guy has just surpassed Vib113 as the worst Contra player ever. That was just so unspeakably bad. I've never seen anyone play Contra so terribly before until I saw this idiot. Okay, that's the end of this commentary. So, did anyone actually think I was going to rip on James Rolfe? Well, if you did, you're wrong. Why? Because he's a competent gamer and a great reviewer. Plus, he's really funny. But this guy is just terrible. He calls himself the Angry Video Game Nerd, which is utter bullshit. Because he is not angry, and he is definitely not a video game nerd because he's so bad at games. He's a noob more than a nerd. It just leads me to believe that he calls himself Angry Video Game Nerd just to leech off the success of James Rolfe. False advertising at its finest.
Hey everybody, the Rose here with a commentary for you. I haven't done one of these in a while. This one is on the IGN game review of Sonic Generations. This has been covered a few times already, I know, in some commentaries.
Actually, most of those commentaries were against Lucario Trainer 16 and his shitty commentary on that said review.
More notably by Lucario Trainer 16, whom Ratsutsu Rises said he was bitching about this review. Well, in my opinion, he had every right to. And, well, let's begin, shall we?
Is it safe to say Sonic is good again? Seems like the last 2 years have seen numerous fun titles starring the Hedgehog. It's almost enough to make you forget about Werehogs and that time Sonic tried LARPing. He's like the Mickey Rourke of video games. Sure, it looked like he was totally dead for a while, but now he's back and we're ready to love him again.
So basically you're saying it's time to start loving Sonic again because Sega made a few decent Sonic games. What if the next one sucks? Will it be time to start hating him some more? And while I'm at it, what is LARPing?
Well, Sonic was doing well in 2010 with 3 pretty good Sonic games. Then when this game came along, it seems that they've regained their hope in the franchise again. And also, LARPing is short for live-action role-playing game. Didn't know what it means? You could have always looked it up. Google is your friend.
So how does Sega explain 2 Sonics? With time paradoxes, of course. A big purple monster thing steals all of Sonic's friends and dumps him into Limbo, where he meets his past self.
You forgot to mention that...
We're skipping this next part due to the fact that what he says they missed out on were pretty much spoilers to the story. Gotta be more careful next time.
In order to restore time and space, the Sonics have to relive moments from their past and run really, really fast, because that fixes time somehow.
You know, I didn't understand that part much either.
The entire game is an homage to the franchise, full of in-jokes, familiar locales, and characters. I don't want to spoil the story too much, but if you ever thought, I wish my Sonic game had 100% more Tails the Fox in it, then you're in luck.
Mentioning the fact that there are 2 Tails characters in this game is pretty pointless, because you can't play as him, and it has really nothing to do with this.
He was just saying that Tails plays a bigger role in this game than he did in previous games, so that the Tails fans would be happy. And this may be a bit of a stretch, but the Tails mission in Chemical Plant, you do sort of play as him in that mission.
Everything in Sonic Generations looks good while you're in motion. Like a racing game, it's designed to be sped past quickly.
Hold the phone, people. Since when the hell is Sonic a racing game? Last time I remember playing a Sonic racing game was Sonic R, and that was 15 or so years ago.
Like a racing game, like
If you listen carefully, he said like a racing game, meaning it shares similarities, and to an extent, he's right, because of like the adrenaline-fueled speed and the drifting round turns. Pay attention before trying to make a point like that next time.
The layered backgrounds and vistas are nice, but this isn't a game to stop and admire the textures. And if you love Sonic's modern, vocal-fueled soundtrack, why? The new arrangements for the game's iconic tracks are awesome, but I'm most grateful that the game lets you change songs in the levels. There are only so many times you can hear City Escape before you want to kill yourself.
You say we can change the songs before or in each stage, but yet then you say we can only hear City Escape so many times before we want to kill ourselves. You know, some of us actually like the music in the game. Like, I'm actually fairly satisfied with some of the music in the game. So I believe you just contradicted yourself by saying you're thankful you can change the music in each stage and then go saying that you basically hate one of the tracks. If you don't like it, change it.
How is that a contradiction exactly? I think he brought that up as a good point. If you get fed up with the original music, you can just change it. That was a good point.
Every major stage in Sonic Generations has 2 acts: classic, side-scrolling Sonic, and modern 3D homing attack Sonic. The platforming and the more modern, almost racing game levels fit together nicely.
Again, Sonic is not a racing game. It's a platformer. Get it right.
And once again, you need to listen more carefully to what is being said.
Right.
Though there are still the occasional moments of clunky controls that can stop the action dead.
Alright, because you as the player making stupid mistakes gives you the excuse to say that this game has poor controls. I call bullshit.
1. That's not the same person. IGN have different people who play the games and write the reviews. And 2, that can happen in any Sonic game where, where you're going really fast, enjoying it, but then hit a roadblock which you didn't see coming. As I said before, Sonic games have a basis around trial and error, so he probably wasn't playing bad on purpose.
What's great is that every level is a recreation of a level from a previous game. It's what makes this whole game so cool. And of course there are boss battles. You'll fight familiar bosses and rivals like Perfect Chaos and Metal Sonic. They're fun, but they feel a bit lackluster compared to boss battles of the past, and the overall epicness of the game. There are also challenge missions for each world that mix up the gameplay. Most are cool, but a few of them, usually the ones starring Sonic's dumb friends, are annoying. Thankfully, they're almost completely optional, so you can just play the good ones.
Sonic's stupid friends, huh? Just when I thought you were going good. Well, unless you consider Tails and Knuckles and Amy stupid, Shadow and Silver and Blaze and them, well, personally I don't really care much for Cream, so go ahead and bash her all you want. But seriously, the rest of them are pretty damn cool, so don't go and say they're stupid. And no, they're not completely optional, you dumbass. If you're an achievement hunter like a lot of people are, you have to do them all.
Here's something I'd like to bring up. Just because he showed a clip of Knuckles and said Sonic's dumb friends doesn't necessarily mean that he thinks Knuckles himself is dumb. If you ask me, he was probably referring to some of the other characters like the Chaotix or Cream. And also, most of the missions are optional, as to complete the game you only have to do a minimum of 9 missions. And no, he wasn't referring to achievement whores either.
Sonic Generations is a love letter to the Blue Blur, a Sonic game for Sonic fans. It seems like Team Sonic finally listened to the fanbase and took everything that didn't suck about the last 2 decades of Sonic and put it in one game. The levels are great, the action is mostly tight, and the nostalgia is at its max. For more on Sonic Generations, spin dash to IGN.com.
So, these are your bullet points to summarize your review, huh? Alright, let's go down the list here. First of all, 2 Sonics. Really? You're making that a bullet point? Seriously? We've known that since the game was teased about a year ago.
But he can still say it as a good point, can't he?
Sometimes clunky. Alright, I have to give you that. Levels are amazing, and I love them so much. Sometimes clunky, yes. I have encountered a few glitches in this game which have kind of pissed me off. Couple quirky camera moments, that's kind of usual with the 3D Sonic, of course. And a glitch where Sonic was running backwards in the final battle against Time Eater. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Next, few boss fights. Really? I don't know. This game has 6, 7 of them? 7? Yeah, 7. And that's more than Sonic 1.
But that was Sonic's first outing with only 6 levels. This game was Sonic's 20th birthday game with 9 recreated levels, so you would kinda expect more bosses.
Hell, if you break apart Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, this game has more than those games also.
That depends on whether you'd count the mini-bosses from Sonic 3 and Knuckles bosses as well, because they were kinda bosses.
And it also has more boss fights than Sonic 4. Gee, man, you really don't think before you speak, do you? Well, now it's time for my judgments at the end of this commentary here. Personally, Mr. IGN Reviewer, you failed to mention a lot of things about this game You failed to mention about being able to play Sonic 1 on this game. You failed to mention about being able to unlock the older music in the game throughout various Sonic games. You failed to mention anything about Sonic's big variety of skills he has in this game.
You do realise this isn't the full review. The full reviews are on IGN's website as the written reviews. The video reviews are more a brief summary of the game that they reviewed, so there's only so much they can bring up during these reviews.
You failed to mention being able to unlock artwork and videos in this game and whatnot. You failed to mention that you can play as Super Sonic again in this game.
At the very end, and again, that would have been spoilers to what you unlock at the end of the game. When making a review, they don't want to give that stuff away if they're trying to get people to play the game.
You know, this, to me, is a piss-poor, half-assed, sorry excuse for a game review, and personally, I think you need to learn how to think before you speak.
Now that is irony!
Here would be a good place for me to end this commentary. So what did I overall think of Saviour Rose Dragon PS3's video? Well, this commentary was pretty bad. He was misinterpreting a lot of what IGN had to say about the game, and thinking that what they said made the game seem worse than it actually was. And also harping over IGN not covering every single aspect of the game, when in their video reviews they have to be brief and cover the main parts. So this to me seemed like just an excuse to get on IGN's ass. But you know, I guess some people just can't let go, can they?
Alright, today we're doing something new. Reviewing a game on the Sega Genesis, and the game is Dynamite Headdy. Yeah, I'd never heard of it either, but let's get into it. Shouldn't be that bad.
Actually, that is where you'd be mistaken in this review.
Then again, judging by that psychotic look on that fucking guy's face, I already feel like smacking him, and I already feel like taking a shit on this game.
Oh, I see you're taking a testes approach to this game, judging the game by what you immediately see. Yeah, that's the signs of any bad video game reviewer.
Cast of puppets, whatever the fuck that means.
Cast of puppets means the puppets that are starring. What more do you need to know?
Headdy. Alright,
Notice here how he skips the opening backstory to the game.
Getaway. 3 lives. Let's check this out. Well, already this game reminds me of another game. Where else have you seen something running and jumping in a chaotic background that's constantly moving?
Where else have I seen something running and jumping? Well, I would instinctively think of Sonic the Hedgehog, but running and jumping is a common thing in any platform games, so why should that surprise you to see running and jumping here?
Someone's running around, don't even know what the hell I'm running from. I guess that badass fucking thing. That gigantic robot is grabbing my partners, I guess. I don't know what the hell those pieces of shit are.
Well, NC-17, if you'd have simply read the game's backstory instead of skipping it, you'd have probably known what that thing was and who those other people were. But seeing as you skip the backstory, I guess you have no knowledge of it.
Things are just running with me, because I had no background information on this game, so I don't know.
It did have background information, you just skipped it.
Fuck is gonna get me and let me run behind him.
Well, that's all well and good, but have you tried maybe, I don't know, attacking it?
Well, this is a little boring, isn't it? Maybe it'll pick up, who knows, let's see. Fuck is gonna get me, shit. I'm not running the fucking screen. Then again, I guess I'm supposed to, because this is supposed to be old-fashioned shit. Man, I can't get over, just look at the guy that you play. I mean, what the hell is he supposed to be?
Headdy is a puppet. And like I said before, if you had just read the backstory, you would have known this. But you just decided to take the irate gamer approach to reviewing the game like, I can't waste my time learning about a game, I just have to play it. Real professional.
And look at this, where else have I seen loops?
That wasn't a loop, that was a slope. They are two very different things, you know.
That you run across. If you can't understand what the game I'm referring to Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the greatest series ever. Alright, it's slowing down. There we go. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the face of one badass motherfucker. Just look into those deadly eyes.
Dynamite Headdy is staring at you because he is not happy about how you are bashing the game unfairly. Yeah, he looks about ready to headbutt you.
those freaking intimidating eyes, that piece of shit. That is badass. The definition of badass. And if you don't agree with me, then fuck you. And look at this. Now, you might not believe this, but I'm already up to the first boss. And look at that fucking thing. Looks like a fucking stick figure cat. Look at this attack that this Dynamite Headdy guy does. He fucking tosses his head at his enemies. Like, how badass is that? I'm not even joking right now. That is so badass.
Okay, I think we get the point about him being badass. You don't gotta say it like every few seconds.
And look at that, the blinking pink and blue cat. Never thought I'd see this before in my entire life. Look at this piece of shit.
Just one question. Are you even trying to dodge his attacks?
Pose these blue balls that fucking hurt you. Then again, Dynamite Headdy can take a lot of shit because he's a badass. I mean, you saw that look earlier. And all you do is stand next to this guy, just toss your fucking head at him. He doesn't do anything except run like that, and then he just tosses these blue balls that they're pretty easy to avoid.
And yet you couldn't dodge it. It's like you were trying to think of something intelligent to say, but just couldn't show it in your video.
Again, if he throws them all over the place like that, then again, look at that. He's tired, and that's it. I beat him. He's done. He's fucking done for. I tossed my head this piece of shit, and he's dead. And now I beat the fucking first level. What a great game so far.
Believe me, as the game goes on, it gets even better.
This is a great game so far. And everyone wants to know why you get a practice areas. I just beat the first stage, and I didn't hurt that guy, so I'm just gonna jump over all these things. I don't know if they hurt me or not, but whatever.
Okay, now here's probably where NC-17 makes the biggest mistake in his whole review. You see those doors there? Well, you have to enter them to play little mini-games which help you practice all the game's moves, like switching heads and like hitting targets. They can really help beginners. Now watch.
Just jumping around these fucking guys. This is a practice area, so it's probably something to practice. Okay, I guess not, so what the hell was the point of that?
Those doors back there were the practice areas, and you just skipped them. Now watch how this affects his review.
I'm in the second level, I assume, now. I wonder why that sound behind me says Dynamite Headdy now on sale. It doesn't make much sense.
It's just video game scenery. It doesn't need to make sense, you know?
Anyway, fucking asshole hurt me, so I toss my head at it, and there you go, he dies. Alright, so this little thing says go up, but I can't. He doesn't jump high enough. There's nothing for me to jump on. That platform, that floating platform up there is too high to jump on. Let's see if I toss my head up or something. I don't know. Fuck.
Having not practiced the game's moves, he now doesn't have a clue how to progress. Now here's a little question. What do you think would be the best way to reach the top of that ledge? A. Jumping up there. B. Shooting the ledge or ground. Or C. Using your head to grab onto the orange ball on the platform. If you said C, you are correct.
Fuck, come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, yeah, that's really self-explanatory.
Makes sense to me.
People who made this game must have been on crack. Must have been on fucking cocaine. This game is shit. Alright. Oh, look at that badass. Now the badass is a fucking... whatever the hell that thing is. I'll just call it a helmet because, you know, it's on his head, so whatever. Alright. Shoot. Alright, I'm trying to break this thing down, but it's not doing anything. This thing says shoot, but I don't know what the hell to shoot. The only fun I can really have with this game is dodging enemies in this little creative way. You just sling your head up. The fuck is this? You suck things like Kirby, I guess. Except Kirby's better than this asshole. Well, this asshole is like, oh, you fuck. This attack really sucks.
Hey, you wanna know what else sucks too? Vacuum cleaners. I'm funny.
I mean, it gets everything, but it gets everything near you, but oh, good. I don't know how, but I lost the vacuum.
You only get a set amount of time to use that head before it changes back to your regular head.
Now I gotta go up here. Wait for these fucking things.
Maybe with a bit more patience, you'd get through this game better. But since you rush everything and run into enemies, etc., it's no wonder you're doing bad at the game.
It's gross, I just got stepped on by some bare fucking feet. It's disgusting. Alright, knock this cage down. And I guess this is the second boss. Yep, second boss. So, just fucking fling your head at him, and there you go. Shit. He's a little hard to dodge, though.
That's because you weren't even trying.
Oh, shit. Oh. Wow, that was a crappy attack. Let's see, there you go, and he's already done. This is a great, great game. Really challenging, really awesome game.
And there we have it, the one statement in his review which finally makes sense.
Now what the hell do I have in my head? What the hell is that? It's like a fucking purple shell or something. Now how the hell do I get under there? Well, you go to the left and this thing offers you different heads, and look at that. That is awesome. Many shit. One of the worst parts about this game is if you get stuck on a ledge like this, you're fucked. I mean, look at this. You gotta jump down and land on the right. But you can't, because whenever he falls down that hole, he gets shut up, but then he gets too fucking high, so he lands on the ledge again.
Well, have you tried jumping down off the platform? Lots of games let you do that, like Contra for example. All you have to do is hold down and then press jump. Simple, huh? Well, I guess that's too complicated for you.
One more time and then I die. I hate this fucking game! Oh my god, I hate this fucking game!
Yes, we heard you the first time. You hate the game.
And then if you die, guess what? You got that start. You gotta start all the way at the beginning of the level, which is a big pain in the ass. And the only reason I'm doing so good right now is because I'm so fucking used to it. This is like the 16th time I'm doing this. No joke. I have no exaggeration at all. This is a pain in the ass. You always get stuck in these fucking whatever the hell those goddamn things are. I don't even know what they are. I don't even give a shit what they are at this point. Yeah, please. Dynamite Headdy now on sale. I'm definitely selling this game. This game is so fucking shitty.
Really? How much are you going to be selling it for? Because I'd be happy to take it. I love this game.
Fucking vacuum again. Yeah, let's suck, because that's the only thing this game is good at doing, sucking. This game is a fucking Sonic the Hedgehog piece of shit. It disgraces Sonic the Hedgehog.
This game has nothing to do with Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic never had head changing or puppets that this game has, and this game doesn't have all the crazy running and loops that Sonic has. These are two completely different games. If you want a Sonic ripoff, then check out Awesome Possum.
I can't switch heads. Fuck, now how do I switch heads to get up there?
You have to press the A button to immediately change back to your original head. And like I said before, if you had just taken some time in learning how to play the game, you would have known this already, and you wouldn't have made all these pointless arguments.
It happens automatically, you know. It happens.
What did you just say there? Because that definitely wasn't English.
It doesn't happen. It seems completely fucking random. Come on, Dynamite, let's go. Knock this fucking cage down so I can face this piece of shit boss that I'll kill, and I guarantee you he won't hit me once.
You say it's not gonna hit you, and it immediately hits you with one of its first attacks. Yep, maybe you shouldn't have jinxed it.
Okay, well, I just lost my guarantee, but now he won't hit me once. He's so goddamn easy. All you gotta do is jump away from his beams, hit him, jump away, hit him, jump away, hit him, and all that crap, because he's so fucking ridiculously easy. There you go, and he's gone already. Already. I love how the fire, when he's jumping up and down, is exactly like the one you see in Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, now what the fuck's going on? Oh, great, he's fucking sleeping. Wake up, you fucking asshole!
Okay, anyone who has played this game, and I mean actually sat down and took the time to play it, would know that the sleepy head is one of the most useful heads in the game. When Headdy's sleeping, all his health replenishes, and when his health is full, he wakes up. Just thought I'd let you know that.
The fuck! Oh, yeah, great, now I gotta sit through this again? Yeah, go to sleep, asshole. Yeah, that's what I feel like when I play this fucking game, sleep. Oh yeah. Hit him for the... No, wrong fucking one. Give me the small... There you go. Yeah, give me the small one, yeah. Walk, hurry up. Hurry the fuck up, you slow piece of shit. Let's go up. Is that Waldo in those windows? Is that fucking Waldo from Where's Waldo? Wow. How do I get down here?
What did I say earlier? You have to hold down and then press the jump button to jump down off ledges. And like I said before, lots of games let you do that.
Okay, there you go. Just press random buttons because this whole game is fucking random.
Okay, I don't even need to tell you that's not true, do I?
Everything just does whatever it fucking wants to. Asshole. Oh. Well, okay. Well, that helped. Bitches.
Okay, just adding random swear words in your videos does not make you funnier. It just makes you seem more stupid.
Let's go to the right. Walk like you actually mean something. Jeez, when he's fucking small. Mad Dog and Headdy. Oh great, another boss battle. This time...
Warning. The upcoming boss battle contains huge amounts of fail and proof that he did not take the time or give the game enough of a chance. Just watch and see.
It's still that cat, and he's... the fuck is that? What the shit is that piece of shit? Wow, it's a fucking dog.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mad Doggy and Headdy, or Mad Dog Headdy, whatever the fuck. Am I even heard in this thing? Okay, Arrow says we're over there. I guess I got over there. Fuck. Alright. I'm getting my ass kicked. Alright, where's the arrow? Right here. Okay, I guess I gotta go here. But I just got fucking hurt, so why the hell is the game telling me to go there to get hurt?
Actually, common sense would indicate that the arrow would say where he's landing, and that's where you have to avoid. The place where you have to hit him is his tail. As it's lit up, it moves in a way which obviously makes it a weakness, and even Bo says that it's your target. And you'd know that if you went to a practice area. Oh, that's right, you skipped it. So now, because of that, you're stuck on the easiest boss in the game. How pathetic.
Alright, let's try this again. Where's the arrow? There it is, let's go. Fucking balls! Oh, great, one more hit and I'm dead. Should I trust the arrow?
Well, yes, because, I mean, it worked so well the first few times, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Fuck! Alright, you know what? I have had it. I fucking had it with this fucking piece of shit. This whole game was just a very painful experience to me. I mean, like, really, I'm not even fucking joking.
Yes, we know you're not joking. You couldn't make a joke to save your life.
This game is just, like, so bad. And I could definitely understand why I was sent this request to do Dynamite Headdy for the Sega Genesis. I mean, this game is the epitome of bad. I mean, there's so much repetition in the levels.
Actually, if you reach the later levels, they have much more variety to them. There's a couple of 2.5D levels, a level which implements switching the areas, and a flying level, to name a few. The game actually has a lot of variety to it, but you wouldn't know if you couldn't be asked to play the game and get used to it more.
It's so fucking difficult. Then again, the bosses are as easy as shit. I mean,
well, if you think that, try fighting Twin Freaks later on in the game. I'm sure you'll kick your ass.
Fucking ridiculously easy. Except this cat one. This cat one was a pain in the ass because of all the fucking blue balls it threw. But then again, at least the fucking cat was challenged compared to the other green fuck I played. Don't even get me started on this green fuck. This thing was as easy as it's fucking shit. Yeah. And because of this game, now I have some fond memories, like that time I got stuck on the ledge and I couldn't get the fuck down.
More like you couldn't figure out how to jump down off ledges, effectively.
Because this fucking game is ridiculous. So, there you have it. Dynamite Headdy for the Sega Genesis, one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life.
You made the game sound worse than it really is.
No jokes. So, good fucking night.
The first Super Nintendo game ever from Disney Interactive is Toy Story. When you pop in this game, the first thing you notice is the poor edging on Woody.
Oh, and what I also forgot to mention is that NAVGTR is another graphics whore, just like any other bad video game reviewer. If you noticed at the beginning of both of these reviews, the first thing he brings up is graphics. He always likes to nitpick graphics not meeting his standards. To me, Woody doesn't look too bad, at least not bad for 16-bit standards. But let's see what NAVGTR has to say about this.
The main character of the movie and the character you control in the game. The Toy Story movie was done with Silicon Graphics computers.
Ah, Silicon Graphics. NAVGTR loves Silicon Graphics the same way Irate Gamer loves food.
And the instruction booklet says the game's graphics were created with the same 3D computer models that were used in the making of the blockbuster movie. We don't know, however, if the game actually used Silicon Graphics computers.
What, were you expecting the graphics to be as crisp and clear as the graphics from the movie? Did you really believe the SNES could handle that? Even if Silicon Graphics computers were used or not, the SNES's graphics can only do 16-bit.
If SGI computers were involved, we suspect they were only used for character animation, because their backgrounds do not have the detailed quality graphics of Donkey Kong Country.
Wow, nitpicking about the graphics by comparing them to Donkey Kong Country's visuals. I also now wonder if this guy is Game Dude's biological father, because he nitpicks just as much.
As any good devoted game player knows, Donkey Kong Country was created with Silicon Graphics computers and doesn't have edging problems.
And another thing any devoted game player should know is that graphics do not make the game, gameplay does.
What's even more strange is that Woody is the only character with edging problems. All the other characters look great.
Then it's official. Navigator is a nitpicker and proud of it.
The game's packaging box advertises an intensely 3D experience, but that statement is a bit misleading because the gameplay, although varied, is often two-dimensional.
Oh, sorry, did you not know? This game was made in the era of 2D gaming. 3D games were harder to make for a console with limitations like the SNES. Did you want a 3D game on the SNES? Well, you're going to have to wait for the Nintendo 64 to come out to satisfy your nitpicky need for graphics.
One question still remains. Why didn't Disney Interactive use Silicon Graphics computers for the entire game?
Teacher, I know the answer. Who gives a rat's ass?
Well said, Boomstick. The real question here, though, should be, why are you still going on about the graphics? It's been over a minute in this review, and he hasn't talked about the gameplay once. Seriously, stop being such a moaner about Silicon Graphics.
Were they too expensive? I don't think so. Come on, Big Disney is one of the richest corporations in the country. Let's get real here.
Maybe Disney Interactive wanted to focus more on making the gameplay good. I mean, after all, isn't that what we play games for? Who really gives a rat's ass about the graphics?
The only explanation we can think of is that Disney Interactive did not use SGI computers because the graphics could not be handled by the Genesis for the Genesis version.
You really think so? Well then, Navigator, I ask you to play Vector Man and then tell me that the Genesis is weaker than the SNES. In terms of graphical capabilities, the two consoles were pretty even. I mean, after all, they're both 16-bit.
Maybe that's why the game has nowhere near as many colors and detailed graphics as Donkey Kong. However, even that explanation doesn't seem plausible because Disney would have to be insane to pass up the chance of creating another Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, two things. One, Toy Story is nothing like Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is about rescuing your stolen banana hoard from King K. Rool. Toy Story is about toys who come alive when their owner isn't around. They're completely different. And two, are you seriously saying this all because of the graphics? You are really nitpicky about graphics to the point where you want games to use the same graphics as Donkey Kong Country.
Besides, the Genesis version and the Super NES version don't have to be exactly the same, so what's the big deal? Disney certainly has the money to make another Donkey Kong Country, but unfortunately, they blew it.
That's because Disney weren't even trying to make another Donkey Kong Country. Now, let us please get off this subject.
Another thing that confuses us is Disney's marketing strategy. Since Pocahontas appeared in the theaters before Toy Story, why did the Toy Story video game come out before the Pocahontas game?
I can offer some explanations for this. 1. Toy Story got much more promotion and hype, so they obviously wanted to release the game first to coincide with it being the big blockbuster movie. 2. Not all movies needed a video game. And 3. Even if there was going to be a Pocahontas game, who says when it needs to be released? It could be made any time after the movie's release. But then again, I guess you're the marketing expert.
Perhaps the Pocahontas game is being saved until the movie is released on video for some sort of joint marketing strategy. The last negative thing we have to say about this game is about the play control. In the third level, players will start foaming at the mouth when they can't jump up to the rope at the top of the screen. No matter how fancy you get in trying to bounce off the ball and up to the rope, you will most likely not reach the darn thing.
See? It's not hard. All you have to do is take a leap of faith.
This kind of play control flaw is inexcusable, since Disney should have noticed it and fixed it. Realistically, you could end up trying 20 times to get Woody to grasp that stupid rope before you actually get it. You might get so mad at Toy Story that you may want to slam Doom into your Super NES and take out your anger by shooting a bunch of evil aliens. Then again, Doom is an extremely difficult game, so it might just make the problem worse.
So, Navigator's point here is all games that are really hard lead to frustration.
This guy is unfucking believable.
You might think we come down hard on Toy Story.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, all you did was nitpick the game's graphics and complain about it being too difficult. I don't think you've come down hard on it at all, myself.
Well, we admit we have. It's a shame, though, that the outstanding gameplay quality resulting from the developers' hard work is masked by the impossibly high challenge level.
Here we go. Navigator complains about games being too difficult by saying the challenge is impossibly high. I admit this game is too hard for a kid's game, but it's not impossibly hard like what Navigator says.
Toy Story is too difficult, like The Lion King. Fortunately for you though, we've discovered 2 awesome ways to cheat in Toy Story.
And now we've hit it, the point in the review where Navigator goes on about cheat codes. Please refer back to an earlier point in the commentary because I am not repeating myself.
In the first level, bounce off the first beach ball you see and land on the bottom drawer of the dresser on the right. Duck down until the sheriff's star icon starts spinning in the upper left corner of the screen. Next, get on top of the dresser where you'll find the bucket of toy soldiers. Stand on top of the bucket, then press down while waiting for the lid to move 10 times. At this point, the stage select is activated. To skip any stage at any time, just press start followed by select.
Yep, Navigator sure loves using his stage select codes.
You can't win Toy Story without cheating.
What a bunch of crap.
Great, it's Viv113 all over again. Just because you can't beat something doesn't mean no one else can. I've seen walkthroughs on the internet. People have beaten this game without cheating.
And this cheating brings victory much too quickly to warrant spending your money.
Then the answer is simple. Don't use cheats. No one is forcing you to use them besides yourself. And this also goes against everything you said earlier about using stage select codes and cheating. And now all of a sudden you say that it brings victory far too quickly? Well, duh. This is hypocrisy at its finest.
People don't spend $60 on a game they know they can beat.
That's why we do game rentals.
With that in mind, one wonders why companies release game codes and stage selects. Video game buying has become too much of a game. No pun intended.
Sorry, but what pun?
The game is about finding a game that's not too hard, but not by any means easy.
Navigator, is there ever a happy medium for you with difficulty?
Codes and other cheats make games easy and not worth buying.
As I said before, codes are entirely optional. Nobody but yourself is forcing you to use them. And by saying codes make games not worth buying, are you saying most of the Sonic the Hedgehog games aren't worth buying? Because they had codes as well, you know. The whole purpose of a stage select code is if you shut the game down and want to pick up from where you last left off, and if it doesn't have a save feature. It's that simple.
Unfortunately, there's no way to tell if a game will last, or if a code will be released that makes it yesterday's news.
This guy is unfucking believable.
I agree with you, Christopher Walken. It seems Mr. Wood doesn't even know what he's saying anymore.
There is, however, one last bastion. Role-playing games like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy III.
Wait, why are we now talking about Chrono Trigger? This is a review of Toy Story. Get back on topic.
These games will never fail you as far as challenge goes, but the potential for these games to become interactive movies has yet to be realized. With the Nintendo Ultra 64, however, that will surely change. Some of you may have seen screenshots of Toy Story and thought the graphics were poor.
It depends whether or not the person was a big graphics whore, because I thought it looked pretty decent.
Indeed, screenshots do not represent the game well.
And yet you just did that at the beginning of your review, judging the game by its visuals. Hypocrite much?
Seeing the game in motion may actually impress you. Although Toy Story's graphics aren't perfect, they are pleasant looking, and the gameplay is refreshing.
Which is a good thing.
In the first level, for example, you have to let the toy troops out of their bucket.
And here we go. It's now time for another Navigator game guide.
Stand next to the bucket and press A. Then listen. A perfect soundbite from the movie. Too bad that's one of the few in the entire game.
I don't think the SNES would have been able to support full voice clips. Believe it or not, the console does have limitations.
Your chore doesn't end there though. Once you've dispersed the troops, go knock the walkie-talkie off the shelf by standing next to it, kneeling and pressing A. The walkie-talkie will fall onto the floor so the troops can carry it downstairs and set up their recon post. Next, head right to the walkie-talkie that Woody will use to communicate with the troops. In the second level, the goal is to get all the toys back where they were before Andy gets upstairs and finds them out of place.
You mean like in the movie?
Knock the blocks out of the pig's way.
When you say the pig, don't you mean Ham?
So he can get down to the floor. Get on the pump and get ready to jump on it when the pig walks by so that you can boost him into the toy chest. Repeat this process with the little toy robot, then do the same for Rex.
Well, at least he called Rex by his proper name.
the wimpy but lovable green dinosaur. Hey, at least he isn't Barney.
Is this a joke?
Next, knock blocks away with your pull string by pressing A to free the action figure toy named Biff.
Actually, the wrestler's name is Rocky. If you read the mission briefing, it even says his name's Rocky.
Speaking of action figures, take a look at this one. It's a takeoff of Blanca.
Good lord, how many times now has Navigator gone off subject? I honestly lost count.
From Street Fighter 2. Also notice the similarities to other Street Fighter characters on the package design. Aha! We caught these guys ripping off Capcom. Anyway, let's get back to Toy Story.
Yes, that would be a wise idea, wouldn't it?
Once Biff is free, he will push the bucket over to the crane. The crane will then raise the bucket so the remote control race car can pass underneath. Biff and the car will get back to their place under the bed. So all that's left for you is to get in your place, which is on the bed. Do that and the level will end. Next you must battle a...
He also forgot to mention the level where you have to keep up with Buzz that comes before the boss.
Nightmare version of Buzz Lightyear. Hit him on his face shield with your pull string while avoiding Buzz's lasers.
You don't seem to be trying very hard to dodge his lasers.
Buzz will warn you before he shoots a laser, so be sure to listen carefully for his egotistical taunting. As for the rest of the game, we have a few general hints for you. First of all, collecting stars helps you stay alive, so even though the task is boring, do it anyway.
Complaining about this would be like complaining about collecting rings in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Second, read the messages put up by the Etch-a-Sketch before each level. It tells you what to do.
I didn't know.
Third, don't try to rush through the third level to beat Buzz Lightyear. You'll never win. After all, he is a space ranger, or at least he thinks he is. Lastly, we recommend seeing the movie first so you don't have to read all the boring text in between the stages.
I'm sure the majority of people who play these games are people who have already seen the movie first.
Bottom line, when all is said and done, Toy Story has better gameplay than either of the Donkey Kong Country games.
Wait, are you telling me that after criticizing this game, you now say it's better than Donkey Kong Country, which you once said was the game of the decade? Again, Navigator seems to go from criticizing the game harshly to, this game is great. Again, he's just full of his own bullshit.
And players should even be able to adjust to the flawed play control. Toy Story's great gameplay is shrouded, however, by frustrating challenge and play control.
That was a bit self-contradictive there. Saying you can adjust to the play control, but then going on to say the play control is a hindrance to the game.
And the cheating methods destroy what's left of the game after that.
Please refer back to an earlier point in my commentary, because I am not repeating myself here.
Now, check out our review of Toy Story, the movie.
Guess what games suck today? Well, there's a whole bunch of games that suck. Play 5 games today. I'm going to show that suck very badly. Yeah. Number 5. Ratchet and Clank, a cracking fucking your ass.
What game was that? I don't believe I've ever heard of such a game as that. I've heard of A Cracking Time, but not this one you've mentioned. If the game Ratchet and Clank, a cracking fucking your ass really does exist, then please inform me of it.
What the fuck is up with this game? It's like you're going after your that little fucking robot. What the fuck is his name?
You really should script when doing videos like this, and do your research on the games as well, so you know what to say about it and what the game really is about.
Clunk or something. Clanker. I don't know. You have to go after him and like still missing and his arch nemesis, Dr. What Dr. Nefarious? What kind of name is that?
I'll have you know, kid, that be my first name as well, and there is nothing wrong with it.
I mean, I played Tools of Destruction, whatever the fuck that game was. That game sucked, but at the ending, I don't even... Clank goes missing, yet in Dr. Nefarious... how does Dr. Nefarious come into all this? They leave out this whole bullshit thing.
Okay, but how does the game play? That's what we'd all like to know.
I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about this game no longer, because I'm going to say game number 4. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. It's the most bullshit game I've ever seen.
Okay, just another pain to bring up. His mic quality is terrible. He seems to be talking too close to the mic, so he gets all this distortion and it keeps muffling his words. This problem plagues throughout the video.
You start in the game and you're in a fucking train that's going kablamskis all over the fucking mountains or some shit.
Yes, because swearing makes me sound so cool and hard. Seriously though, the context he's swearing in just doesn't work here.
How the hell did a fucking train get in the mountains? You're fucking covered in blood, probably from having an orgy or something, and you just jump up on the train and you just run around some snowy place in this train wreckage. Then all of a sudden the game goes back to the start and you have to play to get back up to this bit. Why the fuck they start the game there if they're not going to finish it there or start it there, whatever the fuck it is?
This is not ranting. This is just describing what's happening in the game's storyline. If you really wanted to prove that these games suck, at least go into detail on the gameplay or the game design or something like that.
The game sucks. The gameplay fucking horrible. Multiplayer sucks. And I mean, you can shoot things, but nothing like Call of Duty.
Oh, great. So apparently the game sucks because it's nothing like Call of Duty. Not every game has to be like COD, you know. They are two different game genres.
This guy is unfucking believable.
I'll never get tired of that.
Where's knifing? You can't knife anything. You can't do quick scoping nothing. It's bullshit and it sucks. Now, on to the next game. No, oh fuck, I forgot shit. Number 3.
Okay, why is this now reminding me of Jacko? He sounds like he's whispering, but he's whispering loudly, so we still get the muffled sound from the mic. This only goes to show his poor quality.
Demon Souls. This game is fucking hard. Why they even release it? It's too fucking hard.
You know, just because a game is hard doesn't mean it's bad. Now, I do think there are some games where the insane difficulty ruins the fun of the game, but if he can go into detail about the difficulty being unbalanced, then his points might be agreeable. But I don't have my fingers crossed.
Okay, you're some fucking, some fuck, you just make up your own character like Mass Effect. I fucking hate that game. Anyway, yeah, you go to some place, the story sucks, I don't even know what the fuck is going on, you're just in some place, killing a bunch of skeletal ghouls. I mean, why kill fucking ghouls, you fucking ghouls? Why, I don't get it, why the fuck are you fucking ghouls?
Check out the enclosed instruction book.
So you create your character and it tells you all these skills, you don't even know what the fuck the skills are.
If they tell you the skills, then how can you not know what they are? You must have the shortest attention span ever.
I play the game, and then I just go up, I keep playing this fucking boring tutorial, and then all of a sudden this fucking huge penis monster that looks like your fucking mother just jumps out of nowhere, starts and kills you. You can't even kill it, and you're fucking dead, and you have to continue on with the whole game with half your health bar, and you're going through all these fucking impossible monsters.
When he says impossible, he really means it's too difficult for me. I suck at the game. That would just be my guess.
And I just go, and there's like fucking hundreds of heavy armoured soldiers everywhere, and there's no fucking way I can even get past it. It's bullshit. I hate this game, which is why it's on number 3.
This is me being angry. I'm forcing my anger so much that people can obviously tell that it's fake.
Number 2. Okay, I've done a review of this game. It was one of my most recent... No, I can't even fucking remember when I did the review. Fucking Sly Cooper.
No, I believe it's just Sly Cooper, not fucking Sly Cooper.
First of all, I don't even have to say why this game sucks. No, that is for fucking furfags.
What a bunch of crap.
Look at it. Look.
We're trying to look, but we can barely see it.
Fucking furfag art style. And fucking hell, this game is fucking for fur fags.
Repetitive bullshit is repetitive. And how is this game for fur fags? Your reason is most likely going to be completely retarded.
Control some fucking pantsless raccoon run around without fucking pants. Fucking, it's supposed to have stealth in the game, but I have seen no stealth whatsoever in this game.
Well, then you obviously haven't played it, because there are quite a lot of stealth sections in the game. It's just the game was intended as more of a mix of stealth gameplay and platforming gameplay. But the stealth is there, so that's another bullshit argument.
Just run around naked with your fucking raccoon cock hanging out.
Oh my god, does this guy's stupidity ever cease? Making sexual references like that is the first sign of being desperate to get laughs out of idiots. That joke was just plain horrible.
And you just kill enemies, jump over laser things, and it's just horrible. There's no stealth whatsoever fucking ever. Even Call of Duty has heaps of stealth in the game.
And by your logic, anything that's not like Call of Duty apparently sucks.
And I mean, they should have made the game like Grand Theft Auto. They sort of did, like, you fucking jump. You can fucking go around wherever the fuck you want, but there's no fucking police officers. You can't steal fucking cars.
Why are you comparing this game to Grand Theft Auto? Sly Raccoon was meant to be a kid's game, so they obviously weren't going to have you stealing cars or mugging people like what GTA does.
Now look at this. See that fucking fox? That's for fucking fur fact. He's fucking wearing a bra. Jesus, it's fucking furry.
If that's the case, we might as well go the whole mile and say that Sonic games are for furries because they have anthropomorphic animals in it. And don't you dare review any of those games.
Now, I was gonna put Mass Effect 2 here. I really fucking hate Mass Effect 2. I was gonna put Mass Effect 2 on this bullshit list. I fucking hate Jesus. But I burnt that game a long time ago. I got the fucking game cover with the disc inside of it. I poured gasoline all over it and burnt it on fucking fire. With the ashes, I put them in the fucking toilet, did a shit on them, and flushed them down the toilet where some fucking alligator probably ate my shit or something.
Aw, I was hoping to see footage of you destroying the game.
It's in my shit. I was actually gonna digest it, but my mother told me not to. Anyway, since Mass Effect 2 is on there, and Fable 3, I don't like Fable 3, but I'm not gonna put that on the list. But there's one game I hate more than Borderlands, Mass Effect 2, or any of these games I put combined. Well, Mass Effect 2's I do hate more than this, but...
Well, if you hate Mass Effect 2 more, then why isn't that game number 1? If you say you hate this number 1 game more than others, but you hate Mass Effect 2 more, then shouldn't that game be number 1? I mean, okay, so you destroyed the game, but you could still include it on the list. Again, it shows pitiful video planning.
Still. Little Big Planet. I fucking hate the game. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
More forced anger with a horribly muffled voice.
You can draw this blimey. You can draw a fucking ball sack or something. They name it after your fucking ball sack, sack boy. You just run around fucking grabbing sponges. Oh Jesus, I fucking hate this game. I fucking hate Little Big Planet. I fucking hate it.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I just, for fuck's sakes, I'm not even going to explain how much I fucking hate this game.
Oh yeah, because you did such a great job at explaining why you hated the other 4 games, right?
I fucking hate Little Big Planet. Now, let me show you something on this game. Look at that, boys.
Oh god, please tell me I did not just hear that. Are you really that desperate to try and get people to think you're hard that you resort to say racist remarks? What you just said, the N-word, was just incredibly offensive and not to mention a very stupid thing to say. Okay, the rest of this part we're skipping as it falls under the following categories: repetitive bullshit, pointless rambling, muffled anger, and piss-poor elaboration.
Actually, I just noticed something. Every single game I put in this are PS3 exclusives.
Except for Sly Raccoon, that was originally a PS2 game.
That fucking shows you that the Xbox 360 is the best console.
And there you have it. The whole point of his video was to be fanboyish towards the Xbox 360 by saying that PS3's games suck. Just as expected.
The PS3 is a piece of shit because it has all these shit old games. Look at all these fucking games, they're all pieces of shit. PS3 can suck on my dick. Fuck you, PS3.
Okay, and that's when the video ends. Boy, we had a lot of fun today, didn't we?
Hey everyone, this is me, Ratchet Clank 53. And I'm going to start out a new series called Dumbass Commentators. This is a commentary where people make fun of I defend a game.
Scripting is your friend. Use it.
You know, say you're bad, but they really don't have any good points proving why the game's bad.
Oh, the irony.
We're going to start off with this guy named Frequency with a Z. I don't know, you can't spell, he's whatever.
It's just pronounced Frequency. And also, his channel is actually named after one of his favourite rhythm games for the PS2, called Frequency.
But let's start off with the video. This is a really gay intro, by the way.
Oh look, so typical of little kids on the internet using the word gay just as a generic insult. Let's just skip to a review.
It's time for the Shadow the Hedgehog review for the GameCube. When I first heard of this game, I thought it'd be kinda cool. Then when I heard more about it, my impressions turned negative. And then when I actually got to play the game, they went south even more. So let's find out why.
The story of this game is about Shadow, of course. It deals with finding out just exactly who he is and what his purpose is for. In the beginning of the game, Shadow is standing outside of the city when all of a sudden the black aliens start appearing out of the sky and start attacking the city. As Shadow ignores them, an alien named Black Doom appears before him, stating that Shadow needs to find the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Hinting that bringing them to Black Doom will reveal Shadow's past, Shadow heads towards the city in search of them.
The game's main principle is like a regular Sonic game. You know, getting from point A to point B using your speed. Fun, right? However, in several ways, the game just doesn't stick to what a Sonic game should play like.
Really?
But we'll get to that in a bit. So as you start a level, or usually play about 5 to 15 seconds into it, you will have the choice on which mode you will want to play, between normal, hero,
Which
and
makes
dark.
this game kick
In
ass.
normal mode...
Okay kid, quick lesson in video games. Concept doesn't make or break a game. A game could have a good concept to start with, but if it isn't utilised well, then it's not exactly going to be a good game now, is it? Same with if a really stupid sounding concept is implemented very well into gameplay. See, there's a difference between concept and execution.
You will get to the end of the level by fighting off any kind of enemy and obtaining a Chaos Emerald at the end. In hero mode, Sonic or a Sonic character will join up with you near the beginning of the level and tell you what you need to do, such as killing off all the black aliens in the level. In dark mode, Black Doom will accompany you as you progress and will give you directions on what you need to do in the level, such as killing off every gun unit in the level or setting off a certain number of bombs in the level. Now the thing is, depending on which mode you choose to accomplish within each level, the story will be changed up. Not by a lot, but some. This map shows you which stages you will play, depending on which mode you complete in each level. This is a great setup for replayability.
Yeah.
But replayability isn't all that great if the game isn't fun to play, and that's usually the case with this game.
Yeah, we heard him the first time. Way to parrot what he said.
Heroes all had, in my opinion, great gameplay, due to great controls and mechanics, and at a minimal, a decent camera. But that's not what I found in Shadow the Hedgehog, which doesn't make sense, since this game precedes the first three.
Okay, here's something I can get on Frequency's review for. He says that the game precedes the first three, but that means it comes before those games. I think what he meant to say was that the game succeeds the first three. That was probably what he was going for, but I still feel the need to correct him on that.
Why fix something that's not broken? To begin with the flaws, the mechanics of this game can just be so frustrating.
How?
It's not necessarily that the controls are bad, even though Shadow's homing attack can mess you up. It's the mechanics of the game. Moving Shadow around feels like you're constantly skating on ice, which can seriously throw you off and make it difficult when you're trying to get through the level. The camera can be very frustrating. It will give you awkward viewing angles and mixing.
He's not talking about Sonic Adventure 2. He's talking about Shadow the Hedgehog. And whilst I personally found the controls fine in this game, I can somewhat see where he's coming from. He thinks that the controls themselves work, but the mechanics are hard to get used to. Hey, at least someone's paying attention.
It with Shadow's ice skating can end with you getting damaged or even dying. The newest feature that probably most people saw at first was that now you can take out enemies with guns. Guns? Really? Why in the world would you need guns while playing? If you're playing as Dr. Robotnik, then I guess I could understand.
That's why.
But seriously, when did the homing attack become boring?
How is
now,
it
if you
boring?
haven't played this...
He didn't say the homing attack is boring. He's just asking, when did the homing attack become boring? You're taking what he's saying out of context.
Where are your ears, you great big half-wit?
Yet, the atmosphere of the whole game is dark. I mean, darker than a regular Sonic game usually is, and adding in the use of guns is supposed to add to the dark character of the game. The problem for me is, it's so abstract from what a Sonic game is. This isn't Resident Evil, or
it's
Halo,
called
or
Shadow the
Counter-Strike.
Hedgehog, isn't
It's a
it?
Sonic game. No, you don't get to play as Sonic, but you know what I mean. Anyway, the gun element, in my opinion, is just pointless. Yes, you do need to use it sometimes in some of the levels, but for me, it's just not that fun.
Personally, I'd say that pointless is the wrong word to describe the usage of guns, because you did later say that you needed them in the levels. I'd have probably said that the guns weren't that well implemented, or weren't fun to use instead. God, do I have to do the commentary for you?
There really isn't a targeting system. There kinda is, but not really. It can get annoying and frustrating trying to shoot down enemies who aren't right in front of you. To add to the darkness of the game, not only Shadow, but other Sonic characters use swearing. Again, what's the point? It's completely unnecessary, and for me, kind of ruins the Sonic world in a disappointing way. Now, they don't use extreme swearing, but still, it's just not needed. The graphics were pretty good. It was very Sonic Adventure 2. It was hard to tell whether or not it was better or worse or even the same as SA2.
Again, just going off and making dumbass assumptions about someone who he doesn't know, or is too lazy to even watch any other videos from him. You know, he probably just saw this one review from him, and that automatically made him hate him. God, it's like when Shadowstar commentated on CJS01 after watching that one review of his.
I honestly thought Sonic Heroes had better graphics. Not really an issue, but I think it could have been a little better. The voice acting was actually pretty good in some parts. However, the voice actress for Rouge was just blah. Stoic much? It seemed like she had virtually no emotion. Doesn't affect the gameplay, but it's still annoying.
I can give you that.
Nevertheless, I'd say the overall voice acting was pretty good. The level designs were mostly disappointing. It was more jumping and platforming rather than speeding down a path. And when you did get to speed down...
He's saying that the trademark speed from Sonic games isn't used well when it comes to the level designs in this game. It's not that hard to understand.
Down a path, it would sometimes seem like enemies would pop out of nowhere and hurt you if you touch them. Shadow's supposed to be fast, but his speed is not demonstrated well in this game. The boss battles weren't too bad. Some of them were pretty fun. However, due to Shadow skating on ice and the homing attack not working properly a good amount of the time, the boss battles weren't as fun as...
Hey, kid, did it ever cross your mind that, oh, I don't know, he didn't find that a problem in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? I mean, after all, this is his review, not yours.
They seemed like they could have been. You have two gauges at the top left and right of the screen. These gauges will fill up depending on which enemies you destroy. If you kill off human soldiers, the left gauge will fill up, and if you kill off the black enemies, the right gauge will fill up. When a gauge is full, you will be able to perform either Chaos Control, which will let you fly through the air at super fast speeds, or slow or stop time during boss battles, or perform Chaos Blast, which will cause a big powerful explosion surrounding Shadow, which can do high damage to all enemies within range. Alright, to be fair, I admit this game can be fun at points. It's not horrible. It is fun enough to keep playing the levels over again to see where the game takes you when you complete a different mode. Some might say that the game just has a steep learning curve. I don't really agree with this though. It feels like the game was rushed. I wish the developers paid more attention to fixing the flaws. Shadow the Hedgehog is not very good. Due to frustrating controls, frustrating mechanics, and a frustrating camera, this game is just
Which you can change. You
frustrating.
can change the
now,
camera
I do admit
angle.
that it can be...
He probably already knows this, but he's saying that the camera controls are bad. That would be like if I was to defend Sonic 06 by saying, you can control the camera, which you can, but the camera's still bad.
fun at points, and there is a high amount of replayability, but most of it feels like work rather than fun. It feels rushed, and several elements of the game are just not what a Sonic game, or a Sonic spin-off, if you will, should feel like. Now, if you like this game, that's totally fine. I'm happy that you enjoy it. I'm a bit confused if you do, but that's your opinion. In my opinion, though, I just don't really like it. This game gets a 2.5 out of 5 with the title of bad.
Yeah, that rating will be good if you just double it, yeah.
Nice attempt to try and be funny. Did Game Dude inspire these jokes? Because they're horrible.
So, yeah, this guy just didn't show any points at all.
And by his definition, not agreeing with what he said is not showing points. Whether you agree with what he said or not, at the end of the day, a point is still a point. And he made points in his review. Have you even graduated from preschool?
I mean, he says he has replayability, but it's not fun at all. He said there are bad controls. You know, it's basically pretty much similar to Sonic Adventure 2. And then when he complains about the guns, you know, it differs from Sonic. It's called Shadow the Hedgehog. I can see if the game is called Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever, you know, but it's Shadow. Shadow is supposed to be different from Sonic. He's not supposed to be a clone.
Well, to be fair to Frequency, he did put a comment on the video stating that the game's mechanics and design were the main negatives, and that the guns and swearing didn't take much away from the game's overall score, but that he just found that disappointing to him. But idiots like you still take everything he says out of context. Okay, I'll just end the video here.